Okay, so for this video I'm going to show you how you can create a MIDI track to control your MIDI devices. In my case that's an XFX, for you that might be a GCX MIDI controller, looper, or any other MIDI device. So I'm going to go ahead and create an empty project. I'm going to go and create an audio track so that I'm going to have that there. I'm then going to bring in my backing track, which in this case is the Electrico. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that in. I already know ahead of time that the BPM for this song is 152, and that will align the music with the bars, or the subdivisions in Logic. That's nice, so then when I set these markers where I need to change, I'm not kind of putting things between the beat. Normally a preset change would happen on a downbeat, so I want to go ahead and create now my new track, which will be my MIDI track. So I'm going to pick external MIDI and create. And as you can see, my MIDI devices come up here, so I'm going to go ahead and use what I have controlled here is my EMU X MIDI, which is actually connected to my XFX, so it's on channel 1. So this would be whatever channel you're listening for on that device. So I'll go ahead and pick that. And now I'm going to go here and do a mouse click to create an empty region. So I create my empty region, and then you would extend this out for the entire length of the song so that you can go ahead and create messages or program changes, etc. during that point. For this case I'm not going to do the entire song, and in fact I'm just going to put some dummy program changes and some controller changes so you can just see how this works, and we'll do it over a short period of time so that you can see those. So now we have the backing track and we have this MIDI track. Now what we can do here is double click here and it will bring up the presets. So this is the 127 presets in the first bank that I have. So I'm going to rename these to a couple of names. So I'm going to use two cases here. You can copy these and paste them, so you can save them, or you could save it as a template, and whenever you come into Logic you can open that. So I would recommend that you take a copy of this. It's just, when you copy it, it's just a text file, so you can save all of your presets. Any changes you need to make, you can put them in here. Another thing you might want to do is to keep the number in the front. The reason for doing that is then you'll know how those tie up, because when you'll see in a minute, you might want to keep those numbers so you can actually see what they relate to, rather than literally just having numbers or names. So here we have two presets. 0 is Mag Fuzz and number 1 is Magnificent. So we're going to go ahead and close this out. And then what I have here is my MIDI track. And I'm going to go ahead now and create some MIDI events to control my MIDI device. So right now I want to go up and bring my event list. So here's the event list. And now what I'm going to do this event list is move my cursor to a point in the song where I want to create the first preset. So the first preset I'm going to bring in right where the count in comes in. So that's going to be a create, and we're going to do a program change. So we can put this right on the beat, so those are the subdivisions there. And we're going to do a program change on channel 1, which is MIDI channel 1, and then this is the value. So right now I'm going to start off with Mag Fuzz. So the first thing we're going to do is bring up that, and I'm going to have Mag Fuzz for maybe 2 bars. Then I'm going to create another preset, and it's going to be a program change. Again, I'm going to line this up perfectly because I didn't click accurately, and I'm going to pick Magnificent. And then we're going to move down maybe a couple more bars, and we're going to create this time a controller change. So at this point in the song I've decided I'm going to add an extra drive. So I'm going to go in here. Now this is where it gets a little confusing. All of these are preceded by Logic, and you can't change them. At least I haven't found a way to do that yet. And these are MIDI standard, but in the case of using a GCX, you would use CC ID 80 through 87 for your 8 loops. In the XFX, you can pick what CC you want to attribute to whatever effect. So in my case, I have drive connected to CC number 2. So even though it says breath, that really is drive. It would be nice if I can work out how to change these in the back end of the code so that you can see correctly and see what it is you're changing. So first of all, I'm going to turn it on. So 127, turn it on, and then a bar later, let's plug this on. Okay, bar later here, I'm going to create, sorry, I don't want to create that, I want to create a controller change. So we'll delete the program change. And the control change, this time we're going to set it still on 2, which is the drive. And then I'm going to set this to 0 to switch it off. And then a bar later, I'm going to create another controller event and do the same thing so we can just see these things change. And I'm going to put it back on. So in essence, what I've just created is a timeline for the song and what should happen at what point. And of course you could create multiple at the same, so I could create another one here, another controller change, exactly at the same point, and I could assign this to my second drive and turn that off. So what will happen here is at these various positions in the song, it's going to first of all bring up Magnificent Fuzz for a couple of bars, then it's going to change to Magnificent, then a few bars later it's going to activate the drive, then it's going to turn it off, then it's going to turn off drive number 2, and then it's going to activate exactly the same time drive number 1. So that in essence will send all of the information that's needed for all those changes at the right point in the song. So right now we're all done. If you wanted to just play from Logic, you could just save this and then press play, and I'll show you a video of that changing the axe effects at the right point in the song. Okay, so now's the time when we're going to actually go ahead and run the file and see the changes. So I'm going to go ahead and cue up the track.
I used to cry, I used to cry, I used to cry.